guys, welcome back to another video. This is going to be a reading vlog. I'm going to be reading from Kindle Unlimited for a full week. So if you don't know, Kindle Unlimited is a monthly subscription based service that you can get on your Kindle, and I think it's $11.99 still, and maybe $12.99. I'm honestly not sure off the top of my head, but you pay monthly for it and you basically get access to a lot, like thousands and thousands of free books. Keep in mind you pay the monthly fee, but honestly there's a lot, and I mean a lot, of really well-known books and well-known authors on Kindle Unlimited, and they're always switching them out. I'm not sure what the cycle is, like how long different books stay on there, but I mean, like Fourth Wing is on there, Iron Flame is on there. There's so many really popular books on there. So I'm going to be reading from Kindle Unlimited for a full week, and I already have my first book picked out. I'm going to be reading, what even is this called? Part of Your World by Abby Jimenez. This is actually the first book in like a 3-book series. I think it's called the Part of Your World series. Honestly, I think that's what it's called. But I think after that it goes Yours Truly and then Just for the Summer, which I've actually read Yours Truly and Just for the Summer. So these can be read as standalones. You don't have to read it in order. They're not interconnected like that. But I have read the second and the third book. So we're going to be reading Part of Your World. This seems like it is a small town romance, which I don't really read small town romances, but I know that that's a like giant trope that people love. So we're going to be reading this. There were a lot of good reviews on Goodreads. So we're going to be starting with this. It says there's 400 pages and we're supposed to be getting snow in a few days. So it's going to be a cozy, just read with me sort of vlog. So I'm going to go sit on the couch, start reading, and I will talk to y'all probably later tonight. It's been a few hours since I've talked to y'all. It's like 9 p.m. now, and I made it 24% of the way into the book. I don't know how I'm feeling about it yet. I guess I should kind of give y'all like an overview of what it's about. So our two main characters are Alexis and Daniel. Alexis is this like big city girl. She's a doctor. She's successful. She makes good money. And then Daniel is the small town boy. He lives out in the middle of nowhere. He's like the mayor along with like all these other different jobs. And Alexis is driving through this town one night and she ends up like swerving to try to not hit a raccoon or something, and ends up in the ditch in her nice car, and she can't get out. And so Daniel, I guess, is driving by, sees her, and it's like, I'm gonna help you out. So he tows her, and then they end up both going to the VFW in town after that, and they talk some more and they end up going home together. And so she ends up leaving really early in the morning, like basically bailing on him, and she takes his hoodie. But then the whole next week, while she's at work, she's like telling her friend, like, I really like this guy, but he's 10 years younger than me, and he also is nothing like me. Like, I'm big city girl, he's small town boy. And so her friend is like, just go for it, because Alexis is going through, I think, a divorce. I think she was married. She's going through a divorce with another doctor, or like the surgeon at her hospital, because he was like abusive or something. Long story short, she ends up going back to the small town the next weekend, and her excuse is like, oh, well, I guess I need to return your hoodie. She ends up going back, and they're kind of like insecure about themselves to each other. Like, she does not like that she's 10 years older than him. She thinks it's really weird. And she's just like, we're nothing alike, you know, how many times can I repeat it? But she's like, I'm big city girl, he's small town boy. And he doesn't really care about the age difference. He said that to her. He's like, I literally do not care that you're like 38 and I'm 28. But he's also like, I'm small town boy, you're big city girl. And we're just like nothing alike. But basically, they're just like, they've been hanging out the past day. She spent the night again, and they're just doing stuff around the town. That's pretty much where I'm at right now. I don't know why. I have got this in my head that this book is like Reminders of Him by Colleen Hoover, and I did not like that book. I don't know what, I literally have no idea where that came from, because this book is nothing like that. I just don't know where I got that from, but it's kind of giving me like, I don't know, I feel like it's making me automatically not love the book, which it definitely so far is my least favorite out of this series, like with Yours Truly and Just for the Summer so far. But it's not horrible. I'm not saying it's horrible. I feel like I'm making it out to be horrible, but I'm gonna keep reading. I do have to make dinner though, so I'll probably talk to y'all in the morning. I usually do a lot of my reading at night, so hopefully I make it like halfway before I go to sleep. But yeah, I'm gonna make some dinner, read tonight, and then I'll probably talk to y'all in the morning. It's the next day. It is so freaking cold out today. I think it's like 19 or 20 degrees out. I know that's not cold to maybe some people up north, but here in Texas, that is like freezing, and we're getting snow tonight. So I am so excited. I've been on the couch with a blanket on and the heater blasting all day. It's like the perfect day today. I've literally just been so happy sitting in here with like my Valaris ambiance music going, even though I'm not reading anything like ACOTAR, but like I just love having the ambiance on. But I ended up making it to 54%. I think I made it to like 40 something percent before I went to bed last night. And then I've obviously done a little bit of reading today, like I said. So I'm at 54%. One big thing that happened is I realized who Daniel and Alexis finally were. I don't know why this didn't click in my head, considering I just read Just for the Summer, like at the beginning of last week. But Daniel and Alexis in this book is who, I forget what her name is in Just for the Summer. Is it Bree? I don't think that's it. I can't remember if that's it or not. But Daniel is the brother of the girl, the main girl from Just for the Summer. And in Just for the Summer, whenever the main girl, I cannot remember her name, whenever she goes to meet her brother, him and Alexis walk out of the house, which is the house that is the B&B in this book. And so I don't know, I thought that was really cool, like learning what the crossover was, because I forgot that this was a part of the series. I don't know how this book's connected to Yours Truly. I forget who the main characters are in Yours Truly, so I can't even remember if they're like the friends in this book or not. But either way, the book's getting a lot better. I really like the like forbidden romance sort of thing going on, how like no one else knows and she doesn't want anyone to know, so they're like sneaking around. But a lot of characters in this book are really pissing me off. Like all of Alexis's friends, the two main ones, like Jessica and whatever the other girl's name is, they were being so mean to Daniel. It was making me so mad. So Alexis's ex-husband that she's like currently divorcing from, Neil, he was mentally abusive to her, and they're still having to live in the same house together because they both don't want to give up the house. But her parents just came over and was like, oh, we're going golfing with Neil today. And she's like, we literally broke up. He cheated on me and he was abusive. And her parents were like, you need to get over it. If my parents ever said that to me, to a guy about a guy that cheated on me, I'd be like, then y'all can get the F out of my house, because I'm not dealing with that. So pretty much every single character is pissing me off in this book besides the two main characters. So that's how that's going, but it is getting better. I really like the, like I said, forbidden romance sort of trope, how they're kind of like hiding it. But yeah, 54% of the way in. Honestly, this book, I feel like it is flying by, but some of the chapters are really long, which I hate, and then some are really short. I'm talking like some are over 20 minutes long, and then the next chapter will be like 2 minutes. So don't know what's going on with that, but I'm gonna keep reading and I will talk to y'all in a little bit. Hi guys, it is actually a few days since I've last talked to y'all. I ended up finishing Part of Your World a few days ago, and I have completely forgotten to update y'all or just like give y'all my review on the book, because Onyx Storm, which is the new book in the Fourth Wing series, ended up being delivered a few days ago, and I have been devoting all of my time to that book. So I was putting a little bit of a pause on this video. When I started the video, I forgot that Onyx Storm was coming this week. So we're gonna pause this video, and then once I finish Onyx Storm, which I actually am like almost done with it, we will get back to reading on my Kindle. But I ended up rating Part of Your World 3.75 stars, maybe 4, but I'm probably gonna stick with 3.75. It wasn't my favorite of Abby Jimenez's books, but it was still 3.75 stars is still a really good rating. I honestly don't know what it was about the book that I didn't love, and sometimes that's just how it is. Like, I cannot put my finger on it. I did really enjoy it. I don't know how I felt about the characters. It's funny how I read the series backwards, and maybe that goes into why I didn't just absolutely love the book, since I literally read, well, I didn't read it completely backwards. I read Yours Truly first, which is the second book. Then I read Just for the Summer, which is the third, and then Part of Your World. But I did like how it ended up tying into the whole series. But I don't know. I did not like a lot of the characters. Most of the characters I didn't like weren't the main characters. So I did like Daniel and what was her name? Alexis. I think those were their names. Oh my god, starting Fourth Wing is making me forget stuff about this book already. But I don't know. I liked the main characters and I like how their story ended. But I did think that everything was just a little bit rushed in their relationship. And I don't know, the way that they both kind of expected each other, or Daniel expected Alexis to just like drop her life to like come live with him, even though that's what she ended up doing. But I don't know, it just seemed like a little bit unrealistic to me, and I have trouble rating those types of books highly, even though I know it's fictional, it's not real life, but like still, I don't know. So I'm giving it 3.75 stars. I would still highly recommend it. There wasn't really like any spice in this book. There was like maybe some suggestive dialogue, but from what I remember, I don't think there was any actual like explicit scenes. So I would still recommend this book to absolutely anyone. It was still really, really good. I read it pretty quickly, like over 2 or 3 days. So you should read the book if you have not already, but don't do what I did. I mean, you technically could read the series out of order, but just start with the first book and then go through the series. So yeah, we're going to be taking a little break because I'm currently reading Onyx Storm. I'm almost done with it though, and then we're gonna get back to this video, but I will talk to y'all in a few days, or for y'all a few seconds. We are back, guys. For y'all, it was just a few seconds. For me, it's been like 3 or 4 days since I last talked to y'all. I have finished reading Onyx Storm and we are back to finishing this video. This is not how I thought that this week was gonna play out, but we just gotta make the video work. So we're gonna keep reading on the Kindle. I think I've already found the next book that I want to read, and that is Hello Stranger by Catherine Sinner. I have read one book by Catherine Sinner before, and that was The Bodyguard, which I think I rated like 3.5 stars or something. I saw this one on Kindle Unlimited, and honestly, I'm not in a book slump, but I scrolled through Kindle Unlimited for like an hour last night. I'm not even joking, like a full hour, and just could not find anything that I wanted to read. There's a lot of books that I want to read, and a lot of them were fantasy, but I don't think I'm in the headspace to go into a new fantasy book or series right now, especially after just binge reading Onyx Storm. So I was like, I need to look for like a very not very short, but just like a 300 something page romance book, and that's how we came into this. So this says, it's all starting to come together for struggling artist Sadie Montgomery. She was just named a finalist in the National Portrait Competition of her dreams, but when she wakes up with a rare but real condition where human faces look like jumbled puzzle pieces, it is, to say the least, not good. With only a few weeks to paint the best portrait of her entire life, Sadie will do anything to reverse her condition and get back to work, but it's anyone's guess when or if that'll happen. Enter her dog's charming veterinarian, who may or may not be Sadie's daydream fiance, and her bowling jacket wearing Vespa riding neighbor, who she can't seem to stay away from, both vying for her attention and adding to the chaos. Honestly, the synopsis keeps going. It is so long, and I'm not going to read the whole thing, but basically this girl gets hit by a car and she wakes up in the hospital with like no memory, and like the faces are jumbled, which honestly reminds me of the book Rock Paper Scissors by Ali Feeney. The guy in that book, I think it's that book, he has like the same sort of condition to where like faces are jumbled to him and he can't like recognize people, so it's kind of reminding me of that. But we're gonna start this book. It's only like 326 pages or something like that, so not long at all, and hopefully I can fly through it because I need something lighthearted after Onyx Storm. So we're gonna get started. I'm gonna curl up on the couch and start reading. I know my hair is an absolute mess. I'm not gonna do anything about it though because I'm just laying on the couch reading, so please disregard how crazy it is. But I have made it to chapter 5, which is page 51, and I'm 16% of the way through the book. And honestly, this book's giving me a lot of anxiety, like medical anxiety, because basically this girl, I thought she got hit by a car, but she had a seizure in the middle of like a street and almost got hit by a car, but she had a seizure, fainted on like the pavement. And so she ended up going to the hospital, and she found out that she had some issue in her head, not like super urgent, but like needed to get taken care of. And so she ended up having brain surgery. And when she, first of all, that was giving me anxiety to begin with, because she was talking about her anxiety about going into brain surgery, which is completely normal. Like, I think anybody going into brain surgery would be nervous. And so she was talking about how she's afraid of needles, and like the IV that was gonna like put her under for the surgery was freaking her out. And I am so bad with needles, and I had to get blood work done a few weeks ago, and so it's like bringing up old memories for me about how I hate needles. And then now she came out of surgery and she now has face blindness. It's whatever they did in her brain. They think it's the swelling that's like pushing into the face recognition area of your brain. So like she can see people's faces. Like the way she's describing it is like she can see eyes, she can see, you know, the nose, the mouth. She sees all the components of a face. She's not blind. But when she tries to like put them together, it just doesn't like work like that. It's almost like she's dyslexic, but looking at faces, not like letters. And I don't know, it's just giving me so much anxiety because I'm scared for the day that I'll ever have to get surgery in any way, because I never want to go under in my life. That is like my biggest fear in life, is going under for surgery. And she's just like going through all these, she's in the hospital and she's talking about needles and like stuff going wrong with the surgery. And I have really bad like health anxiety. So this book's kind of freaking me out. It's pretty good though. I like the writing so far. Not how I thought this book was going to go though. Like there has been absolutely zero romance so far, and we're like 16% of the way in. I'm guessing that's going to come later. But I'm about to take a break, go to Goodwill. I like to randomly go to Goodwill and see if they have any good books. So I think I'm going to go do that, and then we'll come back and keep reading. Okay guys, I have a lot to talk about with this book. So if my Kindle will turn on any day now, I am at, oh my god, I never keep the percentage up anymore, like at the bottom of the screen, because I feel like I look at it every single time I get to the bottom of the page. So now I can't even have those on. But I'm 44% of the way into this book, which is page 147, and I don't think I'm enjoying this book. I really genuinely don't. For some reason, the writing style in this book is not the same as it was in, what was the other book? The Bodyguard is the other book that I read by this author. I think that the main character in this book is so annoying. I think that she is dumb. I think that she over exaggerates a lot of stuff. I'm giving her a little bit of grace because like this girl just had brain surgery, and like honestly, if I just had brain surgery, I would be like milking everything up, being like, do this for me, do this for me, like y'all have to tend to me. And it's not even just that, it's just like I don't know, the two guys that she's talking to, she's like instantly, especially the veterinarian, she's like instantly been like, you're my husband, I'm gonna marry you. The first time she met him, she was like planning their wedding, and I'm like, homegirl, I just don't understand. Like, I guess this is what it felt like middle school love, you know, and like high school love maybe, but like, I'm pretty sure this girl is in her late 20s, maybe early 30s. Actually, I have no idea how old she is. She's an adult, but I think she's just very immature, and she's acting like, her attitude is like cringing me out. And I think the writing style is weird. And I think that the guy, not the veterinarian, but the other guy, his name is Joe. He lives in her building. I think he's so weird. I think everything about this book is kind of off. And I mean, it's not bad enough to where I can't continue reading it. I'm definitely gonna finish it, but like I don't even want to read, which I feel like, I don't know. I thought I was gonna finish this book in like 2 days, and I'm on day like 3 right now, and I'm almost halfway through. So that's kind of what's going on. And my updates are kind of sporadic because I feel like I'm not reading a lot, and I don't want to update y'all every like 5%. So yeah, I'm 44% of the way in. I don't even want to read right now. I've really been reading this book only at nighttime, like before bed. So I guess I'll talk to y'all once I get a little bit further. Hello everyone. I ended up finishing Hello Stranger a few hours ago, and I want to talk about it because I feel like I have a lot to say. So I overall did not love this book, and y'all are about to hear why. I don't even know where to begin. So first of all, I did not like a lot of the characters in this book. In fact, I didn't like most of the characters. The main girl, all of her family members were so obnoxious and annoying to me, especially her sister, her stepsister, and her stepmom. Like I wanted to skip the parts of the book where they talked, like they had dialogue, because it was just so infuriating. And I know that I shouldn't like, these are not real people, they're characters, right? But like, I've never felt so, I don't know, I hated the characters, and that's honestly really like, it was off-putting for me with this book. And then I also feel like the main character, she would have like a train of thought, right? Like we'd start something that she's talking about, thinking about, and then the next paragraph would be completely different from that, and I would have to go back and reread, like, did I misunderstand something? Like, why are we jumping from this to this to this to this to this? Like, we're not even finishing a train of thought. I just don't know what the author was doing with that personally. Like I was just so confused a lot of the time. Like her mind and the plot was all over the place. And that's another thing, is I don't even consider this a romance book. Like I feel like all of this book was something related to her medical issue, which is fine. Like that was like kind of the main point of the book. Like why oh my god, this is so hard to explain. I went into this book thinking it was going to be like full romance, and I think that it was like 15% romance, and it was not what I expected. I did not love it. I had to push through the book. I didn't want to read it. Like I literally had to push myself to read it, and I should have just DNF'd it. I don't want to waste my time and energy reading a book that I don't like when I could have just put it down and picked up a book that I would potentially like better. So I don't know if I would recommend this book. It really infuriated me. It really, really did. I think that how her, like disability, I guess it could be called, how her face blindness, I just think the whole situation was a little cringy to me, even though I know it's a real like disability, but I just don't think it went about the right way in this book personally. So definitely not my favorite Catherine Center book. I really liked The Bodyguard, and I just didn't love this one. So that being said, I think I'm going to give it a 2.75 stars, which is crazy because that's the lowest I've rated a book in like a year, literally. I think the last time I rated a book that low was January of 2024. So unfortunately, did not love this book. I don't know if I would recommend it, but hey, you win some, you lose some. Not every book is going to be 4 or 5 stars. Okay guys, I think that's going to be the end of this video. I'm happy that I got through 2 full books. I wanted to read 1 more, but I got some more physical books in the mail that I really want to jump into so that I can start filming a new series that I'm doing on my channel. So I'm going to jump into those books, which means that I'm not going to be reading on my Kindle anymore. And so this video can't go on, but I really hope that you guys enjoyed it. Make sure to like this video if you enjoyed it. Consider subscribing so that you can be a part of my family on here. I love you guys so much. And yeah, I will see all of y'all in the next video.